Hey y'all, thanks for stopping back by the garage and hanging out with me while I work on some stuff. Today we got the Cub 108 back in the, or still in the shop from the last video on it. Today we're going to pull the carburetor off, tear it apart, clean it. I did buy a new float valve and needle, so we'll throw that in there. So I guess let's just let's get the wrenching on this thing. Alright y'all, if you guys remember on the last one, we had a problem with the float sticking on this carburetor. It was running fuel out. I've had that problem all last winter. I just didn't get around to rebuilding it. You know, the mechanics equipment's the one that always gets worked on last. So this year I want to take care of that, get that fixed. So let's just get at it. I'm going to start, pull the wire off the coil here, get it up out of our way. And then I'm going to start by taking this air cleaner cover off here. And somebody's been in here before because there's a couple different screws in here. There's actually 3 screws that hold it on. And I've had this tractor now for over 20 years. Probably closer to 25. It was a mower. It was my parents', my dad's. He bought it to mow the lawn with. And not new, he bought it used. It had a rebuilt motor in it. And then when the mower deck finally gave up and couldn't be patched no more, and was more patches than anything, he gave it to me just to have a tractor. I mean, I like the Cub Cadets, always liked them, so he knew that. Alright, we got that off there. We're going to go ahead and pop this clip off this. There's not a screw that holds this choke cable on, it's just a little clip that flips over here. So take that off. Make sure that little clip stays in there. Just pop it up, pop it off. That's all it takes. Take that little clip off so you don't lose it, because I have lost them before. And then we're going to take the fuel line off, and I do have the fuel shut off at the tank. And we'll just take this clamp off here. Get that up out of our way. Get our fuel line pliers, our new fuel line pliers from Hobo Freight there. So get that up there. Maybe. I probably should just go ahead and replace this whole fuel line, but which I think I'm going to do because it looks like it's cracking. So we're just going to take the utility knife here and split it right down the side. Better be safe than sorry. So, and you guys may have noticed there was no air cleaner on this. Don't run an air cleaner in the winter on a snow plow. What happens is when you get the snow and stuff, especially on a snow blower, you get that fine snow flying around, it sucks it in, gets around the air cleaner, and it'll actually freeze it off and choke it off. So just a little PSA there. That's why if you look at a lot of your snow blowers and stuff, they do not have air cleaners on them. So alright, back on this thing here. There's 2 screws, bolts. They have flathead screws. Sometimes you can break them loose, but I can't on that one. So they are 1/2 inch. Grab the right wrench. If you can just get in there and get them broke loose. There we go. There's that one. I'm going to try to sneak in behind this coil over here and see if I can't get this one broke loose. There we go. That one broke loose. And the one on this side always seems like it's the hardest one to get to, but I don't know if it's just because the coil's on there or what. But nice thing about these carbs is they got a slot in them, so you can slide that carburetor over that side over there without getting your fingers back in there. So, alright, I'm going to work on getting that off. We'll bring you all back in just a minute. Alright, y'all, before I get too far into it, I remember I got to take this governor linkage off of here. Now, sometimes they will pop up off of here. There's an E-clip on the back side of this little hook here. I don't want to mess with any of that, so I just got me a couple wrenches. I'm going to hold it. Top one's a 5/16, the bottom one's a 3/8. I'm just going to break it loose. Get my fingers up in there. There's a little lock washer and stuff on top of that, or on that, so don't lose that. Put that off to the side, and then there your governor linkage comes off, and you can set it off to the side. So, alright, now I'm going to finish getting them bolts out of that, where that mounting bolts, so we'll bring you back when we get the thing completely off. Alright, y'all, got those two bolts out, got this carburetor off, so we're going to put it over here on the cart and start tearing it apart, and we'll get her put into the ultrasonic cleaner. Alright guys, I did just notice something. There is a broke off screw right there on that air cleaner. I'm not going to worry about it, mainly because this thing runs just in the winter time. I may run it in the summer a little bit if I got to push some stuff around, some dirt or something like that. I'll throw an air cleaner on it, but winter time there's no dirt and dust. Two screws is fine to hold it on. So alright, I'm going to start by pulling this bowl off of here. It's a 9/16, takes a 9/16. Oh yeah, we got all kinds of little sediment down in there, but it wasn't affecting the way it's running, except for the starting a little bit there. But like I said, I do have a float issue. Got that. You guys can see down in there. Now this is the first time I've had this carburetor apart since I've owned the tractor, so it doesn't owe me anything. Next, we're going to try to get that little float pin out of here. That come right out. There's the float. There's the needle. It does have the little rubber tip on it, so we'll throw that in there. Now there is a gasket here, and that gasket is pretty hard there. So we're going to try to save that because I did not get one of those. There's another rubber O-ring around here. We're just going to leave that there. So next we're going to come over here and pull these two adjuster screws out. And first off, I'm going to twist them in and find out where they're set at. So there's half, there's one, half, that's 1.5, that's 2, 2.5, about 2 1/3, or yeah, 2 1/4 we'll say. So y'all remember that and help me when I go to put this thing back together. So there's a little spring on that, help keep it in adjustment. I'll do the same thing up here. Half, 1, half, that's 1.5, that's 2, about 2 1/4 on that one too. So it's going to be easy to remember, about between 2 1/4, 2.5. We'll say 2 1/4, then we'll adjust from there. I'm sure it's going to run better and need better adjustment. I'm just looking here. There are little holes on this. This is the main jet. The 2 little holes there at the top are clear. The one at the bottom's clear. So that's a good thing. So let's see if we can get this emulsion tube out of here. Oh yeah. Just a reminder y'all too that when you're putting these emulsion tubes and stuff back in, you ain't got to herc them in. Yep, she got some little bit of dirt on her, but the main jet, she's good and clear. Oh, there we go. And I'm not going to take the choke butterfly out or anything. This throttle shaft does have a little bit of play in it, side to side. It's nothing I'm going to worry about. The up and down play, I'm not worried about. So, alright. I'm going to take this thing, give her a little blow off with some WD and stuff, and then we'll get her thrown into the ultrasonic cleaner and get her all cleaned up, and we'll be back and reassemble her and get her put on and see how she runs. Hey y'all, while we're waiting for that carburetor, I don't know if you guys can see that. Looks like we got a Fluffy living in the engine here. So I'm gonna get the spark plug pulled out of here. Get this panel's already loose. We'll get that up out of there, and I'll get the shop vac, and we'll get that vacuumed out of there. So thought you guys might find that interesting. What gave me the clue was this over here. You know, all that stuff hanging out of there. So, all right, let me grab my shop vac, and we'll get that all pulled out of there and cleaned up. All right, y'all. I don't know if you can see that, but she's packed full. So, little mousy mouse or Fluffy or whatever you want to call them. It's eviction day. Alright, I'm going to get the vac and get that cleaned out of there, but I am going to put the spark plug back in the hole so I don't get anything down in there. So, alright. Alright y'all, there it is. Got it all vacuumed out. Everything. And while I'm thinking about it here, if y'all need a little shop vac for in the shop, this is a little 1 gallon, 1.5 horse. I mean, maybe it's hyper tough. Picked it up at Walmart. This little thing, I use it all the time. You know, it's awesome. You can carry it around where you need to go. Little cord there, you know, of course. But you know, it comes with the crevice tool. See if I can get the crevice tool here. I mean, that gets right down in, you know, most all these spots like that. And I mean, you can get that thing down in there and get all that stuff vacuumed out. But yeah, I think I paid 20 bucks for it. You know, I've got big, you know, 5 and 10, and you know, the big ones. But sometimes they're just hard to get around, move around. I believe this is a wet dry vac too. So if you need to suck up water, you know, there it is. Nice little, I mean, super light. You know, like I said, you're not gonna suck up 50 gallon of water with it, but you know, I use it around, clean off decks and everything else when I'm here in the shop and don't want to use the compressed air and blow it everywhere. This thing's awesome. So, all right, let's get this carburetor. You know, we'll get back on the carburetor here. So, hey y'all, we're back here. We got the stuff ready to go in the ultrasonic. I just wanted to show y'all when I do the floats in these, I made up a little wire hook, you know, that I can hook in the bottom of the ultrasonic cleaner there. If you guys can see that there. And then when you set that down in there, it actually submerges. It actually submerges that float down underneath the surface. So it gets it all. There's no flipping it over and everything. Plus, what that does too is once you get it out of the ultrasonic, you can check to see if it has any liquid in it. Make sure your float don't have a leak. So there's another little tip for y'all. So alright, we're gonna get this thing cooking and we'll bring you back when she's done. Alright y'all, we got the carburetor out of the ultrasonic cleaner. Did an awesome job every time I use that thing. I am more and more amazed with it. It actually loosened some of the paint up here on the throttle shaft. So I got me a soft bristled brass brush. I'm just going to brush that off there. Same way all the way around the carburetor here. Just get some of that loose stuff off there, just to make sure that, you know, it doesn't get in the carburetor or anything. So, alright, here we go. Knock some of that loose stuff off over that. I'm doing it off camera because I don't want it on my work table here. So, alright, there's that. Got all that loose stuff off there for the most part. Now I'm going to take a little bit of penetrating oil and I'm going to shoot down through all the orifices and stuff. Again, I'm doing it off camera because I don't want to get it all over my work table here. And this is just basically to get all that water out of there. So, got that one done. Clean towel here. Kind of dry this out. Check all them holes in this needle, main jet needle. They appear to be mostly clear, but I'm going to take a little bit of compressed air here. Warning, it's going to be loud. Alright, got that all blew out. Got the water out of that. Here's our float, and nope, it does not have water liquid in it, so that's a good thing. Now let's check these small parts here. Now this still has some corrosion on it, so I'm going to take my soft bristled brass brush and just kind of go over it. It's not going to shine it up 100%, you know, like new, but it does get all that surface corrosion and everything off of it. And again, I'm going to take my air hose and blow it out, blow it off. Alright, it's all nice and clean. Our bottom nut here. That's all clean, there's no orifices in that. Now, like I said, I did buy a new float and needle for this thing, just in case I needed it. And yeah, this thing does look like it's kind of wore a little bit, so I'm going to grab the new one and see if we can't get that new one put in there. So, but the rest of these parts all look good. I'm just going to take the carburetor here and blow through all the jets and stuff and orifices and make sure all the passages are clean. Now I am going to spray it down with just a little bit of brake parts cleaner just to get that excess penetrating oil off of there. Just a real quick job, nothing big, just I mean, I didn't get it all off, but it's mostly off there. So, all right, let me grab that new float and main needle, float needle, and we'll bring it back and we'll get it all reassembled. All right, y'all. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hopefully you can see it good enough, but this is the needle that come out of the carburetor. This is the one that they sold me for the carburetor. They're not the same. This one has a metal tip on it. This has the neoprene tip. This has a big extended piece on it. This one does not. I don't know if somebody changed the carburetor on this. I've actually never seen this style in the K series, and this is 4-sided, not 3-sided. So, yeah, like I said, I don't know if I don't think somebody changed the carburetor on it because it still has the Cub Cadet yellow. So, I'm going to say that they gave me the wrong part. So, and even the float doesn't look the same. It looks a little different. But, anyways, we'll put this back in the bag, and if we come across one later down on the road, we'll use it on that, and hopefully this one's good enough to get this to seal up. So, alright, I'm gonna get things turned around here a little bit, and we'll bring you back and start assembling this. Alright, y'all, start reassembling this thing here. I'll start out with this gasket goes in here. Like I said before, I hope this gasket makes it, because it is relatively stiff, and I do not have another one. So let's get this dropped in there, and the float on there, and I'm gonna guess right this minute this rubber gasket's not gonna work, because it's holding the float up before I even get the pin in it. So, but let's see if we can get this get it together and see what she does here. So, well, I did the blow test there. She's holding pressure, so we'll find out. Like I said, I think I might have to get another one of these gaskets here, but it ain't no big thing. We won't have to pull it off the tractor to replace it. We'll just do it on the tractor. So, alright, let's see if I can get that thing. Whoop, hey, you almost let me do it. You almost let me do it. Gotta put the main jet in. Getting ahead of myself here. And like I said before, when you're putting these main jets in, bottom them out and just give them a little snug. You know, you don't have to hurt them things on there. Be nice to the next guy. You know, with today's fuels and stuff, we're already having a hard enough time getting these things apart. You know, we don't need somebody putting, 50 pounds of torque on it. So, alright, there's that one. Let's get this idle jet in here. And you guys remember what it was? 2 1/4. I think that's what it was. Alright. Alright, yeah, I believe so. So, alright. So, we got her bottomed out. There's half. 1, 2, and I lost my count there. Y'all let me lose count. Alright. Half. 1, 1 1/2, 2, and we're going to go about 1/4. So, alright, there's that one. Get that spring back on this main jet. And if my memory serves me correctly, this was 2 1/4 also, so put that back down in there. Alright, she's about right at the bottom bottom out, hopefully. Yep, there she's bottomed out. Half, one, 1.5, 2, and about there. So, alright, we got her all back together. Alright, blow test again. She's working. We ain't got no parts left laying around here that supposed to go back in here, so let's get swung around here and we'll get you set up and we'll get this carburetor back on here and we'll give her a test whirl. So hang on and we'll bring you all right back. Hi y'all. Let's see if we can get this carburetor back on here. That's a little dark here, and I did get the I started the bolt back in here where the coil is at, and I'm going to grab the other one here and drop it into the carburetor here, and we'll slip that carburetor over here behind that, and we'll get our fingers in here to work right and get that bolt started on that. Alright, got that one there started. Get our screwdriver here, and we'll work this thing back in. Each side here a little bit at a time. As Mick Mower Man would say, this is fiddly. Getting this back in here. I think I used that right. You can't get a full turn on the screwdriver. You gotta keep sliding it from end to end of the bolt, or the slot that's in the head of the bolt. Which, I mean, it's nice to have them in there so you can do this, but I guess back in the 60s this was the best technology they had for it, so got that side snugged up. We'll get this side snugged up. Get it as tight as we can with the screwdriver. And we'll grab our wrench here. How they do that. It's not that one. It's hiding behind my wire brush there. So we'll snug this one up. That one snugged up. Come over here behind this coil. See if we can't get this one snugged up here. Alright, got that. Now comes the real fun part, getting this governor linkage back on here, getting that little nut and washer, lock washer started on there with my big old bear paw fingers. Let's see if I can hold my tongue right and get her the first try. Look at that, we got her the first try, y'all. That is awesome. Alright, here are my little wrenches here. I'll get that snugged up. And again, these don't have to be hurt tight. Just snug them up. They're real small bolts, real fine thread. You know. Alright. That moves freely. Alright. Fuel line. I did put a new piece of fuel line on here. I'm gonna have to cut her to length. And about right there looks good. So we got a pair of side cutters over. No, we did not. But we got a utility knife right here, so I did notice that my fuel valve is not shutting off all the way. So it's actually leaking right now. Just a little drip every once in a blue moon. But we'll take care of that at a later date. Right now I want to get this thing back together. See if she'll fire up, not leak. push down on there all the way. She's on there all the way. Slide her clamp back down here. Get that tightened up. A little bit tighter on that. Alright. Alright, y'all. I noticed that fuel line there is kind of rubbing against that. Governor. So we can get that fitting turned just a hair. Maybe. Oh, yeah. She turned alright. There we go. Alright, now she's back out of the way. She's not touching the motor. Everything's out of the way. So let's turn some fuel on and cross our fingers. I heard the fuel hit the bowl. Let's open that choke up. As of right now, we ain't got no leaks. Alright. She's not dripping. I'm right here and thinking about it. There's up here on this fuel shut off, there is a gasket, like a jam nut. You can get up in there and tighten up. It's supposed to seal that all up. Put a little brake cleaner on there to kind of clean it up and dry it up, and I'll watch to see if it gets wet or not. But yeah, our carburetor looks like it's all dry, so let's get the choke linkage on here. And I just seen that one drip right there, so we're going to shut that off right now. But we're going to get our choke linkage put back on here. And there are marks left on there from where it was at before. So we'll get that hooked back up in there. There's that. There's that. My little pliers there. My little nose worked just fine. Get that snapped over that. There we go. She's snapped over. Chuck's where it needs to be. So, and as of right now, there are no leaks. So, we'll wipe this off just one more time here. We'll double check by opening that fuel back up. And we'll get us a clean towel. And if we do have a leak, it's going to be around that float bowl. So, alright. Let's let that sit there for a second. Wipe around here. I'm not seeing anything. I'll grab my light here. And that thing, this valve over here is dripping pretty good, so. But as of right now, I'm not seeing anything running out of the carburetor. I'm not seeing anything on the bottom of the bowl. Yeah, I think we got her, y'all. So, alright. I'm going to have to shut this fuel off up here because that's dripping to beat all heck. And we're going to have to figure out something with that. So, alright, y'all. We'll bring you back when we go to do the test fire. Alright, y'all. She is leaking around the bowl there. It's not coming out of the carburetor like it was before, but it is coming out around the bowl. So before it would actually leak out the end of the carburetor over here, but it's leaking up around that bowl. So that internal gasket there is bad. I'm going to have to get a new one of those. I don't have one on hand. I will get one ordered, and we'll get that put in there, and that should take care of that. But I'm going to throw the spark plug wire back on right now, give her a test fire, and just make sure she works. And we'll get the camera set up and show you all that. Alright, y'all. Make sure she's out of gear. And alright, y'all, I think she's running out of fuel. Let's fire her back up. Alright, y'all, that'll do it for today. Appreciate y'all stopping and checking out the video and hanging out with me while I wrenched on the old 108. I did order Carburetor Gasket Kit, brand new one, OME, off Amazon. I think it's 12 bucks or something like that, shipped. It'll be here in a couple days. Probably won't video it, but I may video it. I don't know. Depends what's going on. If I'm in a hurry, won't video it. If I do, I'll video it, show you all what I got, how it works, give a review on it. So, but anyways, thank you all for stopping and hanging out. Like I said, while I'm working on this air tractor, y'all appreciate it. And don't forget about the weekly Sunday live stream, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on in, hang out. If you got any questions about any of the videos, got any questions on anything, something you're working on, shoot us there in the chat. We got a bunch of people on there, lots of knowledge. Can always help somebody out. And y'all do the normal thing: like, comment, subscribe. And while I'm on the subject of the like button, like it if you like my video. Like it if you like this kind of content. It helps me for the analytics, but it also helps the smaller channels, the smaller small engine channels. If you like the content and you like the button, you hit the like button on my stuff, it will promote theirs also. It's the same kind of content. It'll come up in your your For You page or whatever, or the suggested videos. So the more you like the small engine guys, the repair guys videos, it helps all of us. It helps us as a community, because it will promote our videos more. Like I said, I want to help the small guys that I've only got 100, 200, 300 subscribers and everything. I'm getting up there. I appreciate everybody that subscribed to my channel. Love y'all. Thank you a lot. But hit that like button for all of us. So all right, I'm gonna go, guys. Thank you for watching again, and we'll catch you all on the next one.